So this week, or maybe the next 2 weeks, depending on how fast the edits come out, it's going to be dyno week. We're going to head over to Adams and dyno a bunch of the cars that I need tuned. We're switching a couple of the cars over to Link so we can have better drivability, more power, and hopefully actually have some functionality. Like in this car, it has very little functionality because it's on an old Mega Squirt from like probably before you were born, people watching. But we're going to dyno all these cars, and at the end of this video, we're going to show the pull, the dyno pull for the next car, and then you guys can put in the comments how much power you think it makes. We'll do power and torque. That way we have a little bit more deciding factor. And then whoever's the closest, we're going to send out a swag pack with some t-shirts and hats and a bunch of different stuff. And we have some new winter gear coming out too, so I'll send you guys all that. So in the comments, make sure you drop that at the end of the video. Make sure you make it to the end of the video so you can watch the pull, listen to it, and decide how much power it makes. But basically, this car is my turbo Miata. I've had this car forever. It's getting switched over to Link. We went to 1,000 cc injectors and radium fuel system in it. It's on pump gas. It doesn't make insane power, but it's the way Miata should be. Just turbo, good power, fast, and fun. And then gonna take this car, which is the unknown motor build. Know nothing about it. 8,500 RPM on Motec ITBs. Seems fast. I have no idea how much power it's going to make, so we'll see. But today's episode, or vlogisode, or blogisode, whatever you call them, is going to be focused on this car and the updates that we've done. So this car has been through a lot in the last 6 months or so. We tried a bigger turbo because we're getting close to the max on this one at like 380 to 400. People have made 500 on them, but it's like ringing them out to the moon, and it'll never last that way. And it just makes so much heat that for drifting, it's not good. We have tried a million different things. The bigger turbo didn't work because of manifold design. We are going to go back to that at some point. But we put the Precision back on, which is that bolt-on replacement unit. That spools super fast, super responsive. Everything's I really love the way the car drives like this. So hopefully, with these next few mods, we can get it up to about 450. But we got some Nostrum fuel pump and injectors put on here, which are gonna up the fuel capacity like 50%. So we'll be able to make quite a bit more power on this current fuel calibration. And we're hoping to get up to like 420 or 430 horsepower, which was originally the goal. Right now it's like 380 to 390. So for me, another 20 or 30 horsepower would be a big jump in the right direction for what we're doing, and kind of give us some headroom on the fuel pump, because the stock fuel pump was getting so close to being maxed that like if I loaded the car weird or did something, it would cut out and send an ECU error. So basically, we would have to always pull it back a little bit anyway and not even use what we had, just so that we wouldn't have a problem on track and lose because of it. Because 10 horsepower isn't worth it if you end up losing because of it. But yeah, we got that stuff done. Not many more upgrades in terms of the car itself. But yeah, we're gonna load this up and head to the dyno and see what kind of power it makes.
Attempting to start this thing, so we've made a bunch of adjustments for the new injectors and the new pump, and it's hypercritical that all this data is correct.
What's different, like in this, like DI scenario versus changing injectors in a pump in like a regular fuel injection scenario?
It has to be modeled fuel. So that means that the fuel mapping it's all modeled. So your fudge factor there is no fudge factor. It has to be perfect.
So you can't just be like, oh, I had 500s in here, now I have 1,000. Just pull everything back.
No. You have to, I mean, you might be able to hack and chop and get it to start, but ultimately you're going to be chasing your tail with the tune. So,
and then the pump deal. So like typically in a normal car, the fuel pump turns on, it runs base pressure, and maybe it goes up with boost or whatever, but that's it. There's no like managing the pump, whereas this has a pump on the motor.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a 4-hour conversation point, but the fact
short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet. This ramps from about, let's say operationally, it's about 400 psi to almost 3,000 psi.
Got it.
So as the load of the motor basically goes up, so does the demand for the pump. So you're managing the pump, which is mechanical, with basically electric low side pump that feeds it. So there's a lot going on here, and
right. And as the pump is ran off the cam,
yeah,
and as the cam spins faster,
Right, so our RPM based, right? So
Right.
you have an RPM based side of the
It's
equation.
basically like a really old diesel truck.
Pretty much, yeah. But the challenging part is then at the same time, if your pressure doesn't hit the target, then you're not going to hit the air fuel target that you're looking for. So
it has like a solenoid on it
yeah, and then
that drives the pressure up.
right, and then you have a spill valve that basically bleeds off the pressure. So bleeding off the pressure is just as critical as trying to maintain the pressure. So especially when you have a lot of on-off throttle and a lot of manipulation there, it's really challenging to get that pump control strategy right.
But yeah, the DI thing for me has been crazy because like I've been around tuning cars and doing turbo stuff and blowing stuff up for a really long time. And for me, it was like, oh, we changed the injector like millisecond of timing, like 0.002 of a second, and it picks up like 50 horsepower with no other changes. I'm like, this is dangerous. This could go the wrong way. So it's been cool to me, but also it just works great. So let's see how it goes here.
Let's see this.
Got the ghost cam in there, dude. It's lean as huh?
Yeah, like
Beep.
that.
I'm so bad at not cursing on camera. Like the last vlog that's about to upload here shortly, maybe it uploads before this video, I don't know. But from Irwindale, we used like a quack sign, like a sound as the F word, and I'm like, hey, we should just get rid of the quack and just have it go silent because it brings so much attention to how many times I use the F word. You know, like I'm driving, I come back and like, how is it run? It's like, oh, it was quack. I'm like, oh, sick. So it'd be like E30. Okay, all right. Now we're cooking. Buttery smooth idle. Oh. It's good, dude. She's holding on strong. So our pump is not pumping. The low pressure pump is working, but the high pressure pump is not doing anything. So we're gonna pull the pump and just make sure I didn't do something weird mechanically last night and have a look in there and check it out. Well, no worries, just leaking fuel all over. And then like I did not remove the piston from inside of here, so that would be exactly how it was removed. Yeah, I mean the piston's in there, it's sitting flush. It's riding in the little track that it's supposed to be riding in. I mean, it's definitely sitting flush. I measured the depth of the Johnny. Okay, so we're working through this, trying to figure out why it's not producing any pressure. I'm sure it's something on our end, not theirs. It's because they tested it just the other day. So we're gonna get a voltage clamp on these wires. He's also gonna change the current that the pump sees at rest, like when he's cranking. And we're gonna see where we're at, because I think we're not far off of getting it ready to go and go to the dyno as soon as we figure out how to control this and get some pressure going. So I've removed it, reinstalled it, everything looks good, everything looks normal, so we'll see how it goes here. Sally is idling good. Just driving around like a rolling bomb with 25 gallons of VP in the car. It's still not doing anything?
Not enough. We're looking for about 4.5 amps, and I'm not getting anything on this, which is obviously wrong. But
So installing the other pump is very not maybe an option because I couldn't get that line off there. So I would think I will need to make a new hard line or bend this to reinstall that pump. I mean, we could definitely make it work still, but it's a process. So we are swapping back to the stock pump and hard line. Only problem being I had to bend the hard line a little bit to get it out, so that might be exciting to figure out. But we're doing it just to make sure that our wiring is good and we have current on the stock pump, so we can get a reading of what current the stock pump pulls, so we actually have that to move forward. Other thing is, with this stock pump and the injectors that are in here, we could still make our goal of probably making another 30 or 40 horsepower. So worst case scenario, if it does work, everything's good. We can't get that pump to work. We have this to make our extra power until we figure out the next step for the pump.
Just fully inside the engine bay.
It's way easier because you don't have to lean over.
There's so much room.
I know, I should have AN wrenches, but they're in Washington. So I don't have AN wrenches. Sorry, everybody. Haters. Damn, dog. Did it without pulling all the bullshit. Bro, money in the bank. Shorty, what you think? Like a true Mustang mechanic, dude. You just need an adjustable wrench here. We're good. Okay, how long was that? 20 minutes? Not so bad. Check. Whoa, 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 take it easy, bud. Let her prime. You. Should be good. What was that? Kill it? I'm gonna disconnect the high pressure. Can you see the pressure?
Yeah.
So the sensor is working then?
Yeah, it's the same 90.
I'm feeling like I just didn't plug something in. Okay, so we're gonna put the original calibration in it and see, but we're still not getting any pressure. So it means it's not the pump. I've gone over my work twice and checked it. And it seems okay, but. And it's not running crazy rich, it was lean. So it's not like we have an injector bleeding or something. Yo, I hear the DI pump going. The calibration was wrong. Ian Stewart, if you're watching, it was the calibration, not a hardware problem. Like 2 amps? I'm believing the situation is the aftermarket pump needs more current than we're currently outputting. Got it.
So basically there's a minimum amount of current that needs to basically happen for it to drive the pump. The amperage that's on this pump isn't enough to drive the other pump.
Does Dino read high?
I mean, I don't know if it's read high. I mean, that's 25 pounds of boost to me.
I mean, that's 30 more than it's ever really made. 25 more. The highest it's ever made was 388.
What did it just run?
nice and cold out.
What did it make?
3 or 6?
403 and 360 foot-pounds. But I think he's ramping the boost in down low, just because we're trying to get the fuel tables done. And then he'll turn it up some more down low. I think we were controlling the duty cycle previously till like 4,000, and now you're controlling it to like 5,500. Right. So that's the torque box. Right. I just like this doesn't look as good to drive as it normally does.
You don't drive the grab, you drive the car, dog.
No, I get it, but not having it till 4,400 is.
That's a piece of paper. You know, drive it, you know what I'm saying? Like I believe that the difference in what we're seeing is dyno to dyno.
power. We always make no more power. That's always been the scenario. The turbo is out of chooch. It's been chooching and it's out chooched. That's it. 25 pounds of boost. We literally tried to add boost in every way. Injection timing, adding boost, cam timing, everything. Makes no more. And Adam's dyno graph reads way funny compared to what we're used to running, which is fine. So we're just gonna take it outside and drive it and do what we always do and make sure it has enough power to beat everybody, and that's it.